Hey everyone, apologies for a very late upload regarding the Burnley game, but yesterday was pretty manic at work and I just didn't get an opportunity to sit down and kind of formulate my thoughts. So I thought I'd just do a quick one really, just to say how I felt about it and what kind of sprung to mind. So I don't know whether you guys or any of you guys watched the videos with Chris Cowling, but I did a pre-match chat with him, and I got the score absolutely spot on. So I was quite chuffed to bits, to be honest with you. I never really thought it was going to be an easy game. So when he asked me what I thought the score was going to be, I said exactly what I'd said on the prediction video we do with Dave, the Irish Hotspur, and I said it was going to be 2-1, and there it was, 2-1. I was sweating as I was watching the game, thinking, how am I going to get my 2-1 result in this game? Because as it went on, it felt like it was basically just running out of time. We weren't ever going to get there, but kept the faith, and Mickey van der Ven comes up with a beautiful finish. Not an easy finish, by the way, either. Comes up with this lovely finish to give us that 2-1 win and those 3 points that we really needed to almost cement our position in a Europa League spot. So I was very happy with the result as it went. As I said previously, I'm pretty keen to see the end of this season, because it's kind of petered out into one of those where it's becoming all about everybody else, and there's not an awful lot for us to play for. I don't think Champions League is on the cards. I don't think it has been for a long time. I think we needed a little bit of luck. We needed Villa to drop off, and they just didn't, and I think they probably deserve it more than we do for their consistency and the results that they've taken from some of the bigger teams. So I can't really complain about it, and being in Europa after being out of Europe last season is progress, right? It's moving in the right direction, getting us sort of closer to where we want to be, and pushing on. Still loads and loads and loads to do. So much work that needs to be done in this squad and in this team and in this club. Whether Daniel Levy is going to be the man that takes us there, that gives the manager finally some chance, God only knows. On his track record, you say he probably isn't, but it's got to move on at some point. Surely we can't just stagnate and stay the way we are forever. Anyway, in terms of the game against Burnley, it pretty much panned out as I was expecting. I wasn't expecting an easy game, but I felt we did have a decent portion of it. There were glimpses of us playing sort of fairly well in patches and stuff, although not convincing enough for me. There's still, it's still too, what's the word I'm looking for? Tame, I guess. In the final third, I worry about that we just don't seem to have that cut and thrust. Obviously, with Richie being out, that took away our focal point in terms of a striker, and I think once Andrew made some changes, and we saw that Sonny going on the left was far more dynamic. I agree, he can play a role as a striker. He has got a good scoring record and so on, but he is far better suited out on the left, and Brennan Johnson is far better suited out on the right. He doesn't work on the left, he only works on the right, and I think Kulusevski on the left just doesn't work either. So I think with the changes that came in, Dane Scarlett coming on, which I predicted, got a little bit of stick apparently for saying that we should play Dane Scarlett, but he is a striker and he is at the club. So if he's not good enough, move him on. If he is good enough, you need to blood him. You need to give him opportunities. It was exactly the same with Harry Kane. We finally got him into the team, and he didn't stop scoring. Who knows? Dane Scarlett could be the man. Possibly not. I don't know. It was the same with Troy Parrott, wasn't it? Everyone was hyping him up, and then he gets loaned out and not to be seen again. So you just don't know. But for me, I thought that after the changes, we looked at far more dynamic. And it's funny, isn't it, that you can have a team that starts poorly, gets replaced. The second half team plays really, really well. So you start them the next game, and then they play poorly. It's really baffling how that kind of goes. It seems like the second half favours us, and we get more energy and more push. But it's good to know that we don't give up, and we keep going. It was great goal. Both goals from our side were really, really good goals. Porro again showing what he can do from that right hand side. I mean, the passing up until that point was really, really good, and he just kept running. I'm thinking he's gonna square it, but he had other ideas. He wanted to put it straight in the back of the net, which he did, and thankfully that got us back into it, because obviously their goal was a really well worked goal, played across. Skippy doesn't have the pace to get back to put in a meaningful challenge, and like you say, we're 1-0 down, and it was inevitable that was going to be the case. But I did feel that we had enough to come back from that, and we would end the game winners. Like I say, I did get a bit edgy towards the end, because I was seeing time was running out and thinking, is it ever going to come? But like the second half, it was just continuous attack after attack after attack after attack after attack, and eventually we got our just rewards. And Mickey van der Ven, obviously he can play out on that left hand side, although you lose him from his pace from the middle. But he can do a job there, maybe not for a full match, but towards the end like that, it worked out really well. And if him going, that wasn't an easy goal by any stretch, because he kind of cut inside and then had to hit it with the. You'd expect him to go right foot into the right hand corner, but he actually turned his body and played it left sided into the bottom left. Keeper had no chance, and the keeper, by the way, had made some decent saves during the course of that game, so they will feel a little bit unlucky that they didn't scrape a draw out of that. But for us, I think the quality is what showed in the end. But as I say, loads and loads and loads for us to do. Two games left before the end of the season, and then it'll be time for us to regroup and get the Euros out of the way, and then see what get us excited for next season. See what the window brings, and how we strengthen the squad. It'd be interesting to see who actually leaves as much as who comes in. So yeah, I'm happy. Another 3 points on the board. But it looks like Champions League is out of our grasp for sure. So we just push on, and hopefully Europa, and we'll have some decent European away days next season. Fingers crossed. As long as we don't capitulate in the last 2 games and drop away right at the end, then I think we're pretty much there. So for me, a fairly successful season. Given the expectation at the beginning of how well we were doing, it's a little bit disappointing, but I think ultimately over the course of a season you fall where you deserve to, and I think 5th is probably about where we deserve to be with the luck that we've had as well. So I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. I appreciate that it's a late upload, so probably won't get many people viewing it, but thanks anyway for those that do bother. Up the Spurs.